All right, welcome back at this point in time. Thank you indeed for being here with us. It's still Morning Spring from Western Spring Television. And before I went on that break earlier, I told you that the conversation is next. And on the conversation this morning, we will be looking at the controversy on Senators. Hey, there's been quite a whole lot of talk going on around concerning that. Senator Shehu Sani spoke, Senator Sumaila have spoken, and the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Committee have spoken as well. Now, it's not balanced. It's tilted towards one side, and Nigerians have been calling and saying, hey, is this true that this amount is what you guys pick up on monthly basis at the expense of teachers, lecturers who are saying 70,000 naira, they can't, they've not even started getting it, but this is coming in regularly. But before I bring up our guest on the show this morning, yeah, the lady who's been so working behind the scene as well, I don't know, maybe she's a presenter or a director.
I'm doing
both director,
Yeah.
director, presenter.
Yeah, all round.
All right. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, Tunde. How are you doing this
Very
morning?
well. Very well. Good to have Tommy Lola on the show with us this morning. But let's get down to the conversation this morning. And I said earlier, we're being joined by a public affairs analyst and an economist. He's a former Dean Student Affairs of the Federal Polytechnic Ede, right here in Osun State. Dr. OLUYEMI OMOTOSHO Jr. is in the house. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
And thanking you indeed for being here.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Doctor, let's get down to the business at this more. All right, before we come in, there are a couple of videos here. First of all, let's just listen to what Senator Shehu Sani stated concerning this senator's money, the senator's allowances and salaries that he picked up while he was in the red chamber at that moment. And we'd like to thank Channels Television for the opportunity granted to use these video clips. We'll take it from here.
Well, the Resource Mobilization and Physical Allocation Commission were just playing with figures. They said they were specific in saying this is the salary of the legislators, or specifically the senators. And then they went on to give a breakdown of 20 million, which they said was what every senator earns in 4 years. But I think they have been economical with the truth, and I think I can understand their fears and apprehensions in terms of telling the truth when they know what is actually happening. While before I come to this interview, I was going through the papers and I saw this statement credited to one of the senators from Kano, distinguished Senator Kawu Smiler, who confirmed what I said, that the senators, particularly of this National Assembly, are receiving up to 21 million naira monthly. During my time, I was in the Senate, and I was pricked by my conscience as an activist who went to the Senate to unveil what has been made secret for over 2 decades. And I believe that taxpayers and Nigerians in general have the right to know how much their legislators are earning and how much they are actually being given. And I went on as a senator, serving senator then, to disclose what I do receive monthly, what is credited into my account. At that time, it was 13.5 million plus 750,000. And what the present serving senator confirmed is in line with what I said. And if you receive an alert of 21 million, or at our time 13.5 million, I cannot say I received 1 million or 2 million. It is what I received. And what I know very well is that there is the basic salary. In our time was 750, and now they said it's 1 million. And there is what is called running cost of your office. And the running cost of your office is not sent to the office account, it's sent to your own personal account. And then so I don't know how It's all semantics, trying to play with figures, but
Thank you so much for being here. And let's just get down to the conversation. Dr. OLUYEMI Jr., what do you make of what former Senator Shehu Sani, the breakdown he has just given concerning what the allowances, the pay, the salaries of senators look like before we now come to what the revenue mobilization and committee have actually broken down to say it's just 1 million naira monthly.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank this station for opening up very well on this controversy. It is sad that our public officers are deceitful. In fact, the Nigerian politicians are the most deceitful in the world. They will never tell us the truth. In all this controversy, if they are saying the truth, if you are paying monthly, show us the pay slip. What's difficult in that? I can show you my pay slip now. It's not a rocket science. You earn every month. Somebody send the details of what you want to you through printed matter in the computer. Print it, show the public. The politicians are lying. The National Assembly members are lying. The Revenue Mobilization Fiscal and Allocation Commission are lying too. And I tell you, the most corrupt set of people in Nigeria from the beginning are these civil servants. And it is these civil servants that collude with the National Assembly and politicians to make the country dry. If what you are paying is 1,063,000, why should somebody come out and say, look, I take 21 million naira every month, which is paid to my personal account? Who is telling the truth? And then two, why can't the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission publish what each parliamentarian earns? Obasanjo said it. They started crucifying him. Look, leave Obasanjo alone. Obasanjo may have committed some infractions possibly when he was president, but he remains the best among them. He says the truth. He tells us, he says truth to power. He tells us what is happening. He opened this controversy. And who is actually challenging it? You are only about 21 million. Now you are paying minimum wage 70,000. This is apart from all the humongous amount that the executive is giving to them from the 160 million naira Prado Jeep and some other things. You remember there was a day the Senate president was saying that I've just sent something to your, as a prayer to your account. Till today, we didn't know the amount he sent. You know, the problem with Nigeria is that Nigeria has become a cesspool of corruption. And not until we fight corruption, corruption will kill this country. So they are all lying. Sani received his own amount of money. He told us what he received. The unfortunate thing about those who are lying is that there are some people in the National Assembly who cannot sacrifice their conscience. One of them is Seuchani. One of them is Kawu, senator from from Kano.
Yeah.
These ones are there. They didn't know. And what they do is there is a collaboration between them. And so if you make this statement, we are going to settle you with this amount of money. When the government leads by settlement and telling lies to the public, then the country cannot grow. So I am saying that this is corruption at the highest level, and it's unacceptable. It's ridiculous. Now, what they are earning, they won't tell us. They don't want us to know. And they are paying this money from taxpayers' money. This is quite unfortunate. I feel that, you know, like Obasanjo said, so many of them in that National Assembly should be behind the bars. You remember the same Ribadu, who is the National Security Advisor now, I told us sometimes in the past that some people who are tried, convicted are in the National Assembly. And when they say you have been tried and convicted, that means you have been tried and convicted of criminal activities. A policeman who was in the National Assembly stood up one day and said the same thing.
Just to bring you, something happened in Bangladesh about 2 days ago because the Prime Minister brought a lawyer who had been jailed before to his cabinet. The court removed that Prime Minister, and it's the third person in 16 years to have faced that kind of thing. Why is this Nigeria? You just said it's a sex pool of corruption.
Yes, the unfortunate thing is that all arms of government are corrupt in Nigeria. And unfortunately for us, the buck stop at the president table, and the president is found wanting too. Why can't look at the person in charge of the NNPC. Everybody has been shouting, this man is corrupt, this man is corrupt. This particular government that is APC has told Nigeria that the immediate past government, did not do well, and they are very, very corrupt. Yet, the president is using about 8 members of his cabinet and from the past administration that you have found to be corrupt. One major person that is held in a sensitive position is the NNPC managing director. Of course, you are aware again that this president that came with the Aluta change thing, you expect him to not to do what they were doing before. He is the Minister of Petroleum. And the present MD of NNPC is still there. If that man is so corrupt and he has disorganized everything, now they are trying to frustrate even Dangote, frustrate everything. Before they told us there is no PMS, they are importing. Now we have somebody who can produce PMS because their own refineries are not working. This one should work. They are not supplying him crude oil. Now, that kind of man that is manipulating the country like this, particularly with the oil, the crude oil and the outcome of the crude oil, they are the only people importing the PMS. Why didn't the president sack him and put another person there? It means that they are working in cahoots with each other. They are collaborating with each other and then making the country dry. I told you here before that this country has enough resources to satisfy all its citizens, and we are still going to have surplus. But that is if we can stop the sharp practices, we can stop corruption and all the rest of them. To me, this morning, I feel sad that all arms of government are very, very corrupt. What happened in Bangladesh cannot happen in our judiciary. You see, this is a country where a son came out to say they pronounced silly judgment from the Supreme Court. And the public knows that. It's only lawyers who will come here and tell you because they are protecting their profession and say we should not talk about the judiciary. The judiciary is excessively corrupt. The National Assembly is excessively corrupt. Look at the Senate president. Must he be there? You know all his activities that EFCC have investigated over and over and over, and yet they are in charge. And there are many of them like that in the house. So what do you expect? Now, they are hiding fast from us. And the unfortunate thing is that the revenue mobilization fiscal allocation that is supposed to tell us all the truth is being economical with the truth. If Shehu Sani and Kawu are not coming out, we wouldn't know the facts. And the facts speak for itself. The senator, a serving senator, is saying, this is what I earn. A previous senator said this, I earn 13.5 million when we were there. So how do you contradict that? The only solution is publish the pay slips. Let us see it.
All right. Let's move on, Toby.
Sir, you, like we asked you earlier, that who should we believe in this? And then would you say that the commission is trying to cover the track regarding this, knowing fully well that we've been having issues of reduction in cost of governance?
They are trying to cover the facts. They say what they are paying every month is 1,063,000 naira. Good. If that is what you are paying, show us the slip. But they also told us that they pay civilian allowance 6 million, they pay furniture allowance about 8 million, they pay car allowance about 7 or 8 million. And then if you add that, that's about 80 million or more. If you add that to what Shehu Sani is saying, there's no difference between what Shehu Sani is saying and what Bawu is saying. The fact is that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Commission is being economical with the truth. Look, I'm a civil servant or a public servant. Where I work now, my salary can be controversial. We receive the pay slip every month. I know what I earn. They say they earn 21 million as whether allowances or whatever they call it. The fact remains that a parliamentarian earns 21 million naira per month when minimum wage is 70,000 naira. So who is lying? That is your question. The two of them are lying. The National Assembly is lying. The Revenue and Fiscal and Mobilization Allocation, they are lying. And then they are not telling Nigerians the truth. And Nigerians deserve to know the truth because they are using taxpayers' money to settle all these bills. And you know what is funny about it? Everybody, they want to crucify Obasanjo. Like I said, Obasanjo, they will tell you, what did he do with energy fund, 16 billion. If you know Obasanjo mismanaged that amount of money, to be after him, Yaradua came. After him, Jonathan came. After him, Buhari came. Now we have
President
Bola Tinubu. Prosecute him. Let us see. Show us the details. Take him to the court. Let the court tell us he mismanaged the money or he stole it. They just say it, they can't prove it. Obasanjo remains the only person that is telling us the truth. And if you look at his administration, when he was in government, he was the only person that was a bit prudent with the management of our fund. That was why he was able to pay our debt off. After settling that debt, you will realize that he employed technocrats to help him. One of them is Iweala, and so many of them like that. And, you know, that time, they do things openly. You can, there may be a little bit of some corruption too, but then it is not as magnitude as what we are having now. At times when I look at what is happening in Nigeria, I feel the president is helpless. How can an executive president be helpless? But the president has to be helpless when he is the person settling them. Because what is the essence of giving each parliamentarian a 160 million naira Prado Jeep, for God's sake, when you are saying we should cost, you know, we are saying cut cost of governance. They are increasing cost of governance every day. I don't know how many people have followed him to where he has traveled to Equatorial Guinea now. I don't know. But by the time you find out, you see that they are not even cutting costs. And apart from that, you know, the president has not come out openly to demonstrate that he is fighting corruption. And I tell you this morning, until we fight corruption to a standstill, corruption will kill this country. Honestly, this country has enough resources to manage its citizens, to pay its citizens, to make its citizens comfortable, and we will still have surplus. It is the sharp practices and the leakages that is causing problems for all of us. And because national leaders are deceiving the polity, I thank Obasanjo, I thank Shehu Sani, I thank that Senator Ismaila Kawu, that has told us the truth now. If the Revenue Mobilization Fiscal and Allocation Commission feels they are saying the truth, publish the slips.
I wanted to say comrade. I know Dr. OLUYEMI OMOTOSHO. I just hope we can have this the breakdown of the senators' earnings on the screen. You have the basic salary at about 2,484,245 naira. Hardship allowance. That's 50% of the basic salary, which is about 1.2 million naira. Constituency allowance. That's 200% of the basic salary. That's about 4.9 million naira. Furniture allowance, 300% of basic salary, which is about 7.4 million naira. Newspaper allowance, it's about 1.2 million naira. You have wardrobe allowance, 25% of basic salary, which is about 621,000 naira. Recess allowance, 20% of basic salary, which is about 248,000 naira. Accommodation, it's 200% of basic salary. That's about 4.9 million naira. Utilities is about 30% of the basic salary, which is about 828,000 naira. Entertainment, 30% of basic salary. That's about 828,000 naira as well. And obviously, it goes on and on.
Yes.
The personal assistant, vehicle maintenance, leave allowance, severance gratuity, motor vehicle allowance. The total is 29,479,749 naira monthly for one senator, and we have about 109 of them. Compare this to what the civil servants are clamoring for, 70,000 naira.
What you just read now is what one of them said. And it's on video. You can't be earning 10 naira and be telling the public you are earning 200 naira. It's what they earn, they are telling us. It is the civil service, the agency of the government that is supposed to monitor and manage the allowances and salaries that have been paid to these people that have been economical with the truth. And they are colluding with them to steal. Honestly, stealing in this country has become, you know, like is in our DNA. I give you an example. Look, they spread it, and when leaders are behaving like this, what do we expect the citizens to do? We are helpless. You pay somebody 70,000 naira as minimum wage that cannot buy a bag of rice, and say, what do you want him to do? He will not feed his family. He will not. He will not go to work. He will not. Even if he's buying 1/4 of the rice, won't he buy beans? Won't he buy yam? Won't he buy other things? And then agric, you can't go to the farm because of insecurity. And then this government is out to impose hardship on everybody. Why they are enjoying? They are telling us to tighten our belts. The unfortunate thing is that they are living in affluence, and it is unfortunate. And they are spreading corruption from the high level to the least level. I was reading something on video here, and then you know what is happening? The minister of one minister told one agency that children tomorrow they should start paying 500 naira for passport. They told the headmaster. The headmaster told the class teacher it's 1,000 naira. The class teacher told the student it's 1,500. The student told their mother at home that it is 2,000. The mother told the father that it is 5,000.
So this is an endemic.
This has become endemic. After you hear that corruption is not only pervasive here, it's endemic. And they are not laying good examples to our children. You know, children in secondary school above, they read all these things. And in these days of digital age, even primary school children, they read what they are doing. And then they learn from it. Why are they telling us lies? The senators in Nigeria, the parliamentarians in Nigeria, from my research, are one of the highest paid in the world. Yet, we are borrowing money every day to prosecute all this. This is money you are borrowing, you are spending anyhow, and paying these people. Yet, the country is not developed. This is how a country should be. There's no good road, there's no security. Inflation is at about 48% in the market, even though MBS is saying about 34%. Unemployment level is about 33%. We are the poverty center of the world. Yet this does not make sense to our leader that we should do something to lay good examples as legacy so that this country can improve. Honestly, if we have good leadership, this country can improve. This country can be the best in the world. We have all the resources. There is no local government, no state that does not have mineral resource in Nigeria.
Dr. Omotosho,
yet, we concentrate on crude, and the money we are getting from the crude, they are wasting it.
Dr. Omotosho, before I bring Tomi Lola in, please, should legislation be part-time so as to cut costs?
It is. We have said it several times here that government should cut cost of governance. Part of it is that they should reduce the bicameral to a unicameral. We should have one parliament. And then this one parliament should not be more than maybe 80 people or 100 people. Again, the number of ministers, that is about 40-something now, should even what the constitution says should be 37. This man has increased it to about 48. That is even too many. Again, in the US, the secretaries that are running government in the US that we shout and shout every day, they are not more than 15. Why do we have all these people? And then you say to them, they have PAs, they have special assistants, they have assistant assisting the PA, we have another assistant assisting the PA to the PA, and all these kind of things. And then you waste public money in all this, and then is that the way to cut cost of governance? So cost of governance is so high, and it is still increasing. The only way government can manage its resources properly and make sure the citizens are comfortable is to block the leakages, is to block sharp practices, is to fight corruption to a standstill, and then to reduce the cost of governance. We don't need a bicameral legislature. We just need one. But again, the irony of the whole thing, the lacuna there is that the people who are supposed to make the legislation, because we don't want military coup, the people who are supposed to make the legislation are the National Assembly members who are deeply involved in this corruption. So they can never agree that they should have a unicameral. They can never agree that we should reduce their number. See their salary now. They know the public will cry. They are hiding it. Why are they hiding it? The passage of the minimum wage didn't take them more than 1 day. You remember? Quickly they have passed it. Quickly the president has signed. Why didn't we legislate on their own minimum, on their own wages? Why? Why is it that they will just feel some allowances for themselves? Revenue allocation will feel another one. Revenue allocation told us in this year release that they have no power to check them, which means that they are adding some allowances that commission is not aware of. That is the truth.
All right, sir. The commission is insisting that each lawmaker is getting 1.1 million as salary and also allowances. And then we've seen the likes of Senator Ninge coming out to also give out this revelation. And then there were some repercussions regarding that. Do you feel that this sitting senator now is also going to be a scapegoat regarding this issue?
Well, you know, Professor Adeyeye, when he was in the National Assembly, there's an issue like this. He wanted to publish his salary. They cautioned him quickly. They warned him quickly from left, right, and center, and he kept quiet. He told the poor that what they are earning is just too much. This is not the first time. They have prosecuted the man from Borno State before saying some truth.
Yeah.
And then, well, anything can happen to them. When you are working with a group of people who are excessively corrupt, anybody that is living above board among them is an offender. And that is what is happening. And it's unfortunate. Look at the protests. When the protest started, Did you see any of the senators or any of the House of Rep members drove his Prado Jeep? If you drive it, they'll burn it. You can't drive it. Why are you doing what the public will never like? And we are the people who put them there. The unfortunate thing is that they impoverish the civil servant. And I ask you, who are the people doing the work that is producing the money? It is the civil servant. We are the people collecting the salary. Collecting the taxes. We are the people working in the grid. We are the people working everywhere to actually increase productivity and increase the GDP of the country. And they are the people spending the money anyhow. And for those who are actually, producing and increasing the GDP of the country, you are underpaying them. And in this country, it's unfortunate that both the National Assembly and the executive, they have weaponized corruption to the extent that, the masses will be following them. Once you dangle 2,000, 5,000, they are following them. That's the unfortunate thing. And we can't continue like this. We should copy, saner climes where things are working, where Nigerians run to every time. Why do you think Japa is common here? Japa is common here because this environment is not conducive. And then you pay me my salary 6 years ago now has reduced by more than 48%. And we go to the same market with these people who we earn what we don't know and earn some ones secretly, and then they live in affluence and we go to the same market. So it is quite unfortunate. The one that pains me most is the Revenue Mobilization Fiscal Allocation Commission that is not telling the truth. This is an agency of government that should say the truth. But again, they have corrupted them. And because they are corrupt, they are not telling us the truth. Because if you are paying, show us the data. The data will speak for itself. A senator who say he has 21 million, if you don't send the data to him, he may not have it. But you that is sending it, what did you send? And what is the breakdown? The one you read now was pronounced by a serving parliamentarian, for God's sake. So why is physical allocation doing this? And again, why is the president not intervening? How can the president intervene when he is the father, the godfather of settlement? Because if it is not settlement, how do you give 160 million naira Prado Jeep to a parliamentarian? What those who are borrowing us money, which kind of car do they ride in their country?
Dr. OMOTOSHO, because of the want of time, what do you think could be done to make this the National Assembly less attractive? Because this money, if someone hears this 29 million collected, I think I'll probably not do anything for the rest of my life. I'll just want to be a senator and just keep collecting 29 million on a monthly basis. It is simple. We should make the National Assembly part-time. But I've told you, those to assist us democratically to do this change, to do this restructure, are involved in the corruption. So where do you start? When you pass a bill, it will not work. Look at the local government autonomous bill. They have passed it 3 times. 3 times the state have rejected it in the assembly. Now this one they have passed now that Fagbemi took to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court will make a judicial pronouncement. They are sidetracking it. You said they have told us they will not start implementing until 3 months. After 3 months, they will tell us another story. The point is that I don't know what Nigerians are doing with humongous amount of money they amass every day. What do you eat? What do you wear? Where are you going with the money? I don't just understand. So the only way is that we need a president. That's the truth. We need a leadership that is not corrupt. We need a leadership that is charismatic. We need a leadership where who can tell the National Assembly and the rest of them what you are doing is wrong. We need to restructure the country in a way that the states can become resourceful. The states, as I'm talking to you, are very lazy. The 68 items on the exclusive legislative list, they are trying to remove energy from it. But even look at the energy, they are bastardizing it. Again, as I talk to you now, the population of South Africa is 59 million people. South Africa is generating about 40,000 megawatts of energy, of electricity. Nigeria is 210 million according to them. And then we are generating about 3,000 megawatts. How do you work with that? And, this is a country where you feel that, are we really existing? That's a country we assisted to get out of apartheid. See where they are. See where we are. If we are generating just 3,000, how do you work? The industry cannot work because there is no energy. And if there is no energy to work in the industries, unemployment will be increasing. Fix energy, you can't fix it. They are just stealing every month. And what you see in today's Nigeria is more unfortunate that the executive is collaborating with them. Let me give you an example. Just 3 days ago now, the Minister of Finance, Idowu, came to national television and said that they are paying 600 million
every month, for PM to import PMS. And he said what we have been saying here before, that they don't know how much PMS we consume per day. Now, with Dangote now, we have known that they are consuming less than 46 million liters of PMS per day. But again, over the years, their invoice is reading 103, 105 million liters of PMS per day. So if you reduce 45 or 46 million from 105, where does the balance go? So a minister of finance is saying that you are paying the money every month, yet you don't know how much we consume per day. Why didn't you tackle that first before paying the money? But you are paying the money every day because it's settlement. How can he say that? You are saying it that you don't know how much you consume per day, yet you are paying 600 million per month. Why didn't you stop it? So corruption has, engulfed every sector of this country to the extent that we have to be praying, and then the citizens have to work hard and hold our leaders accountable. That's the only way this country can come back to normal. We are just not normal.
All right, thank you, sir, for joining us on the show. Dr. OLUYEMI OMOTOSHO, Junior Public Affairs Analyst and Economist. Thank you for that insightful analysis. Yes, our next guest will be joining us in the studio soon. Please stay with us.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.